right, here we go. Lesson 32 in learning everything we can about ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs from home. A great thing to do while we're all at home and looking for something new to learn. Each week we do 3 brand new glyphs, and don't worry if your glyphs are looking more like doodles or if they're looking more like professional Egyptian glyphs. After all, it took 7 to 9 years to learn hieroglyphics back in ancient Egypt when scribes would go into official scribe training. I don't know if that's what it was called, but either way, it took the good part of a decade to learn this. So the fact that we're going week by week is still a good pace. All right, before we learn 3 new glyphs for this week, we're going to do a quick review of the 3 glyphs we learned last week, so we stay in practice. So last week we did the lid, which is a rectangle, and then kind of a half question mark. That's the lid. Now the flax broom, that starts with a reverse S, and then the other side, diagonal up and connect. The flax broom, which is sk. And now the dual arrowhead, 2 curves, out for the 2 barbs, and then up to the top, and that's sn. All right, our new glyphs for this week, the first one we're going to do is a cowhide. And, well, obviously not a cowhide put over an easy chair. It's more of what a cowhide looks like when it is spread out like a rug, or for tanning, if you will. That's cowhides. That's what they do with them. And we're actually going to be doing a cowhide with an arrow through it, showing that it is sort of the victory of a hunt that it's been taken, if you will. So it's going to be a combination of cowhide plus arrow. And, obviously Egyptians were hunting with bows and arrows, and spears was more or less their major way of gathering food and killing animals. All right, this is going to make the st. I tend to think of it as like the arrow is stuck, like stuck in the cowhide. It's going to start with a happy face, and then curve down, frowny face, curve up. So you've made like a curved rectangle. Now the tail, and then the arrow. 1 line, 2nd line, and then you do the little 3 lines on either side for the detail. So happy face, curve down, frowny face, curve up. So you've got a curved rectangle. The tail is a loop down, then the arrow, and the back end of the arrow with feathers, 1, 2, 3 on either side. One more time. Happy face, down, curve down, frowny face, loop for the tail, and the arrow is a line on either side with the arrowhead, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 for the feathers. And that is the cowhide. All right, next up we are going to do another reed. This is a reed root, if you will, so like the bottom part of a reed. And it's quite an important glyph. Reeds were everywhere in ancient Egypt. From movie stars to boats to baskets, everything was, for the most part, made of reeds and papyrus. So obviously a big part of Egyptian life. This particular glyph is very important because it's the glyph for king. So we'll combine with another sound, but it's the start of king. So it's this one here. All right, and it's going to make the sw sound, S-W. And it's pretty easy one to draw. We're going to do a candy cane down and then 2 V's. 1, 2. And that's sw. Candy cane down and then 2 V's for sw. Actually, reverse candy cane, really. And then 2 V's for sw. And that's your reed root. All right, last up for today is the Lotus Pool. So this is an actual lotus pool. Once again, Egyptians seeing what they saw in nature and turning it into their language because, hey, why not? And of course, the top of the lotus is very similar to other papyrus glyphs we've drawn, and that skill set that you've already learned is going to come into place here, doing the details in the lotus flower. So this is Sha, S-H-A, S-H being 1 sound in Egyptian, versus in English we think of it as 2. All right, so Sha or Shwa, there's a, it's two consonants, the way the Egyptians would do it. All right, so we're going to start with a rectangle, and then 3 lines, and then we're going to do 2 shorter lines. On the taller lines, we're going to do triangles. So 2 lines diagonal and connect, 2 lines diagonal and connect. And then we're going to do 2 little oval loops on the smaller lines. So one more time, we're going to start with a rectangle. We're going to do 3 tall lines, then 2 short lines in the middle. The tall ones are going to get triangles, and the short ones are going to get little ovals. All right, one more time. Rectangle, and we're going to do a tall, tall, and tall, and then between them, short and short. On the top, we'll add our little triangles, and on the bottom, the short ones, little ovals. And the detail inside of your triangle is going to kind of look like this. I didn't draw the detail, but here it is. So you're going to do like a Bart Simpson across the top, like up, down, and then 3 lines into the up part of the Bart Simpsons. And that is how to do the detail inside of each triangle. All right, and that's our new business pyramid scheme for this week. Are you learning? This isn't a scheme, it's an actual learning course. It's fun, isn't it? I hope we're getting a lot out of this. We'll continue to go week to week. And if you do have questions or you need me to repeat information or clarify anything, please do leave it in the comments, because I'm always reading the comments and looking for ways I can keep improving doodling with Purchase and make it more efficient and easier to learn, because I wish I had something like this when I learned hieroglyphics. But I saw an absence on YouTube and thought I'd fill it. And of course, likes and subscriptions are most appreciated, because it only helps get this out to more people. The more YouTube sees people are enjoying it, the more times they will recommend it to others. So thank you very much for that, and I'll see you next week.